Diary of a Sociopathic mother-in-law next door entry. Today's date is Thursday the 10th of July. We are now pretty much bang up to date. The last real incident or communication with the husk was a week ago last Monday, which I covered in the last entry. And before I give an update on what's happened since, just cover a couple of things that I might have forgotten to cover in the last entry. So firstly, this is the husk basically blames her own daughter for her moving here. She talked her into it apparently, so that makes it sound like she didn't want to do it or that she regrets it, and it's all the Beacon's fault. She is claiming that stepdad never wanted to move here, so he was forced against his own will, so that's ultimately the Beacon's fault as well then, by that logic. And I'm treating her so harshly and I'm being nasty to her because the Beacon is making me behave like that, so she blames her daughter for that as well. So she's blaming her daughter for all of her problems and all of her key decisions, big life-changing decisions that affect her and stepdad, and blaming her. Oh, it's just disgusting, she's despicable. How you can do that to your own daughter. But yeah, that's it. Before we analyse her mentality any further, a couple of things I forgot to mention. One was that when she was blaming the Beacon for persuading her to move here, I called her out and I said, no, that's wrong. Because in 2000, I think it was 19, was it 19? It might have been 18. Anyway, let's just say it was 2018. That sounds about right. 2018, during the husk's birthday, so I said to her, during your birthday weekend, your birthday again, we're all away, the family, the dysfunctional family, everything revolves around you, remember, and we're in Robin Hood's Bay and Roadkill. I'm sure I've told this story, but I told it back to her. I said Roadkill, and her husband went back, and then we got the crocodile tears. Like, we always get the flack, we always get they never. It's funny that you waited until they left to do this. The crocodile tears came and you started telling us about all of your anxieties and money worries and worries about the future. Have you conveniently forgot about that? I know now there were crocodile tears, but at the time I thought they were real. That's what started the ball rolling, Husk. You started this whole thing. We couldn't, and then you kept mentioning it every now and again, and then we floated the idea that we'll build you a place on our property, and you jumped at the opportunity, you jumped at it. You didn't even think about it, it was just impulsive, as usual, impulsive. And we knew what you're like. We know what you're like, and we knew then what you were like, impulsive. So we tried to ground you, and we tried to make sure you thought about the practicalities, finances, how, what it would look like. Have you thought about leaving your hometown and your friends? And we grounded you. We tried to make sure that you made a proper informed decision. We did nothing of the sorts in terms of persuade you. In fact, I'm sure I might have already covered this. I can't remember. If anything, we were potentially putting you off. again, just totally inverts things. Absolutely total inversion. So I said that to her, and that was when she drove off. And I was speaking to her through her window wound down. She just drove off in a rage. She's a child. We'll come to that in a second. It's an insult to children, to be honest, calling her a child. But anyway, that was the first thing I wanted to just cover. And then the next thing, last thing before I move on, was I threw it back in her face about the fact that she admitted that she resented stepdad at his own funeral. I said, you even resented him at his own funeral. I did not say that. You're making that up. No, that's what you said to us. You said that to us. No, you're making that up. It's like, right. So we've got so I'm making that up. Obviously, I've said it on here, on this diary, back, a few entries ago. Probably about, I'm going to guess about 7 or 8 entries ago. I told that story about how she resented her own husband at his own funeral. I told that tale, and so why would I make that up? Why would I make that up? There's no reason why I would make. Am I just making everything up? Morning. Morning. It's another nice one, isn't it? Lovely, yeah. Enjoy. So, why would I make that up? Am I just doing all of this just to make stuff up? Put it on a diary podcast type thing. Make it all up. Make it anonymous, and just put it out there. And like, what am I getting from that? What am I getting from my 0 views? Actually, I think I've had 21 on the first episode. I don't know how many of those have listened to the whole thing. Anyway, I'm just making this up, am I? So that was put out. I put that on about 7 or 8 entries ago. And now, just a week ago, she's now claiming that she never said that. I said, you're gaslighting us. What's gaslighting? I said, oh God, do some research, man, will you? Anyway, so this is interesting that she's point blank denying that she said that, even though the words came out of her mouth into my ears. She's denying it, and now this is interesting because it can be frustrating when somebody just denies reality. Gaslights you, can make you question your own reality. Unfortunately for her, I'm well versed in understanding this dynamic, and it doesn't work. So what's interesting is, by denying that she said it, she's actually helping prove my theory that she only told me those things about stepdad and forcing her into the abortion and resenting him at his own funeral. It plays into the theory. It helps prove that theory that she only did all of that, told me all of that, to destroy his reputation in my eyes. Because if you think about it, I don't think she did resent him at his own funeral. I think, and this is my honest opinion, I think she enjoyed the attention at the funeral. I think people like her love the attention. And there she is, going down the path. Morning. Loves the attention, however it comes. And if that comes at our own husband's funeral, who she didn't love, if the attention comes, all the attention is on the widow. As it should be. But for sociopaths like her, that's, you know, that's what she wants. That's why would she resent him at his own funeral when the focus is on her? She's not even thinking about him. She's lapping up the attention. Harsh, yeah, but I can back it up. I can back up my conclusion with behaviours, traits, mindsets, things that she said. I mean, she said she resented him at his own funeral. So am I being any more harsh than what she's being on herself? I mean, no. I'm actually doing her a favour, suggesting that she didn't resent him at his own funeral because she was getting all the attention. Sounds slightly better, or maybe not as sick. Anyway, so I believe that when she said that to us, she was lying. When she said she resented him at his own funeral, I think she was lying. And I think that's why she can't deal with the fact that she said it, because it's not true. So she just wants to deny that she said it because it's not true. In her head, that's not true, you must be making that up. Because liars have got to have good memories, remember? So she knows that it's not true. So in her mind, she didn't say it because she thinks she speaks the holy truth. So, does that make sense? Yeah. She doesn't believe that she said that because that's not the truth. That's not what occurred on that day. So, she didn't resent him on the day. She came home from the funeral soon as the attention had dwindled, got home, crocodile tears came out, and roadkill in the Beacon had to take her back to her lair and pamper her. Does that? Yeah, it sounds harsh, day of her husband's funeral, but you've got all the facts. You tell me whether this husk has actually got any real emotion, or whether everything is geared up for attention and self-defence. So to finish this off, by denying that she said it proves my theory that she lied when she was telling me that story. So if she's willing to lie about something so heinous about herself, telling somebody that she resented her own husband at his own funeral, something so sick and depraved, that she's willing to lie and put herself into that sick and depraved category, then what else is she willing to lie about? I would suggest the whole of that story was a lie. So I've already theorised this, that the whole abortion story was maybe the heart of the matter, i.e. she got pregnant and she had an abortion, is true, and everything that surrounds it is a protection to protect the truth. There's a coating of lies because it's manipulative, and she saw an opportunity to discredit stepdad in my eyes and in the Beacons, because she knew I'll tell her, and she'd get some attention, and she did get, for a short period of time, until we sussed this, she got lots of attention off the Beacon, and she got attention off me, but something just didn't add up. And so it's my view that that whole story, other than the key facts, pregnant, abort, the rest of it was a lie. I'm not saying that he didn't lack emotional support. I'm just saying that didn't happen the way she put it. She comes out the innocent, she comes out the victim. No, the baby is the victim. The baby that you killed. Yeah? Because you try to trap him. You try to trap him and you'll just conceive and kill babies for your own sick, selfish status. Because you're so insecure. You can't win a man by trust. And you can't win a man by just being a nice, loving, genuine, authentic human being. You can't do it like that, can you? So you have to conceive and kill babies. You're sick. And if anybody is triggered on the whole abortion debate, you tell me, is that what abortion laws are for? Is that what they're for? I mean, she is sick. And yeah, she's gonna suffer. One day, sooner or later, she's gonna suffer. Let's get on to that. Let's get to that a little bit later. So yeah, she's denying that, and she's blaming her daughter for everything, and she's completely forgotten about her crocodile tears, which started the whole process. So anyway, what's happened since the last drama, which was a week ago on Monday, just gone. So she was obsessed with me. Just tell us, is St. George welcome or is he not? And I was saying, it's not binary. Why do you need everything in black and white? You need to just know how to deal with this, take our feelings into account. Anyway, she was obsessed with me telling her whether he was allowed to be at the house or not. God, she actually wants a parent. See, she wants a parent to tell her what to do because she'll keep getting it wrong. It's what a child does. Look, I'm keep getting it wrong. Will you just tell us whether it's a practical job, trying to do something practical in the house, or whether it's homework, or whether it's just trying to work out something in the head, a mental problem or something. Look, I can't do it. Will you just tell us the answer? Tell us the answer. Make this go away. That's a child. So I told her, don't twist my words, because she's trying to twist it. My words back to us as if I want her out of the house and he's not allowed here at all. No, I've never said that, and that's not what I want. So anyway, she texted. This confrontation happened on the Monday, and on the Tuesday, next day, that's Tuesday, that roadkill normally comes over every Tuesday at 5:30, whatever. Beacon gets home on the Tuesday, and she's got a text off the husk. Oh, roadkill isn't coming round tonight, but just you're still welcome to come over, and if you'd like a chat. And what, you're not just going to send her the finished eating text? So the Beacon is like, I'm not going over there. Obviously the Beacon is totally disgusted at what that thing she said, and she's angry. Angry is the overriding emotion. She's told us that, and I've heard her tell a friend. Anger is there's a few emotions. Anger is the overriding emotion. Good. I'm not pleased because you're experiencing anger. I'm pleased because that means you're a normal, functioning, fully functioning, authentic human being. Beacon, which I knew anyway, because you should be angry. And quite often I wonder if her mother's behaviour can ever make her angry, because she's so conditioned to the cruelty. So anyway, overriding emotion is anger. So she said, I'm not going over there. She just texted her back and said, I'm just getting in from work and you make the tea. And one of the reasons she doesn't want to go over there and hear her crap, what's she going to do? Beat round the bush for an hour? Or is she going to come clean? Is she going to just take responsibility, apologise and then change her behaviours? No, she's not. She's going to make excuses and justify why she said such disgusting, cruel things. And then the beacon's going to feel deflated, and then she's going to have to act like everything's back to normal because she puts on a rubbish, pathetic attempt at an apology. It's not an apology. What she does is refuses to take responsibility, makes excuses, but then it's like kind of resolved at the end for her, but not for you, and then you have to pretend like it's resolved. Well, I said we had that chat and I said, oh, sorry, and no. A proper resolution is going to take some hard friction, husk, and you're not up to it. And quite frankly, the beacon can't be bothered. But another of the beacon's opinions on the matter is, and I hope I get this accurate because I don't like speaking for somebody else, especially if it's a very sort of, I have to get it accurate. But it's something like she doesn't want to have conversations. I mean, this is what she said in the past. She doesn't want to have conversations with her mother about arguments that she's had with me. As far as she's concerned, like, that's between the husk and me. Why does she have to get dragged into it? And to a degree, yeah, that applies to this as well. And that's right. This is the husk. Because I tell her things. I explain how cruel she is to her daughter in these confrontations. And then she wants to try and not make it up. She wants to try and get her excuses across because she can't cope with the idea or the fact that I'm giving her my side of the story. It's not my side of the story, husk, it's the truth. So anyway, she's just said that to her, and then the husk said back, oh, well, just let us know when you're free. Like trying to just put the ball back in her court. And now, so now it's like, oh, you've never come over to see us. You've never come over for that chat. So? You never told us what it was. You never told us whether it was important. You never told us what the subject was. Like, but again, she's just going to now blame the beacon for not going over to see her. But again, look at the dynamic. I'm just going to sit in this lair and wait for you to come and see me. No, you're the one that's cocked everything up. You're the one that's an absolute bitch. You're the one that said disgusting, horrible, cruel things about your daughter. No, you're going to have to put the effort in, husk. You're going to have to get off your arse, and you're going to have to keep trying till you succeed. You won't just sit on your arse waiting for everybody to come running round after you, come knocking on your door. Right, I'm ready for your lies. Delusional. She always said as well, when the breakup happened between me and the beacon and the knobfather, we'd talk about it because obviously it was traumatic. We'd talk about it a lot in the early days of it happening because we'd want reassurance that it wasn't our, we weren't to blame. But anyway, when we've told those stories in the past, the husk has always said, it's disgusting, I would never let that, I would never allow that to happen. never see me granddaughter again. She never says never see me daughter again. She always skips her. I'd never not see me granddaughter again. Why not your daughter? Why have you skipped your daughter, Husk? That's bizarre. But this is the thing. Once you decode these things, you really do get to the truth. That means I couldn't give a shit about you. I couldn't care less. If I fall out with you, as long as I think I'm right, I'd happily never see you again. But I'd fight for my granddaughter. Oh, you're so virtuous, aren't you? So anyway, let's see how that goes then, Husk. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, you live on the same property as your granddaughter, but this isn't going to go well. This isn't going to go well. The key to your successful relationship with your granddaughter. This is not a threat. This is not, I'm going to try and control something and punish you. This is just how it works. This is reality, Husk. The key to this real success of your relationship with your granddaughter, which you don't have anyway. We've covered this. You don't even know her. You've got no words for her. She means nothing to you. You can't write anything in a card. You never do anything with her. You never ask to take her out anywhere. You've got no relationship with her whatsoever. But anyway, one of the keys to a successful relationship with your granddaughter is having a successful relationship with your daughter. Because, Husk, we're not dysfunctional. Us three. Our trilogy. Our trinity. We're not dysfunctional. We function perfectly. I'm not saying we are perfect. We make mistakes. Generally speaking, we function perfectly. We're not dysfunctional. We speak when we're not happy. We explain decisions. We include everybody in decisions. We respect and we listen. We have empathy and compassion. Nobody has any more say than anybody else. Even our daughter. Obviously, where it's relevant, she has an equal say. But she has a say in everything. Groundbreaking, eh? Husk. So, this absolute catastrophe that you've caused between you and your daughter, do you think I'm going to hide that from our daughter? Do you think I'm going to protect you from her? Or protect her from you? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to protect her from you. I'm not going to poison her. I'm going to tell her the truth. I'm not going to bombard her and sit her down one night and lecture her and indoctrinate her into a certain way of thinking about you. I'll be telling her the truth though, Husk. And I'm pretty sure once she learns the truth, the full truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, I'm pretty sure your relationship with her will be, if anything, will be completely superficial. And it is anyway. Why am I even saying that? But it will be superficial on her part as well. She won't respect you, and she'll never forget the hurt and the upset that you've caused her mum and her dad. But you know, daughter-mother bond, not that you'd know what one of those is. So, yeah, so since then, the ball is in the Beacon's court, allegedly, and nothing's happened. It's been just over a week now, and interestingly, St George has never been to the house. I've certainly never seen him. And I've been on leave this whole time from work, and I've never seen him come up the driveway. I've never seen him at the house at all. I've seen him pick her up in the car, but he sat in his car outside on the main road. So she must have told him, or she's somehow manipulating him not to come to the house, which is not what I said, remember? I never told her that that's what I wanted, but no, he's never been to the house. See, it's one extreme or the other, black or white, binary. He's either here all the time, like your little slave, husk, running round after you, while you just sit there on your lazy arse. He's either here all the time, or he's not allowed. And then so what is this? Are you in some sort of mega huff now? Silent treatment. But what's interesting is, it's been over a week now, and obviously I know our routines, because she's a creature of habit. She's an animal. She lives by routines, and obviously he's never been there, but she has never been at his house on an evening. I don't know where she's been going through the day. She's been out now, gone out in her car. I've only seen him pick her up once. She's gone out in her car every day, not all day, but anyway, she's in her lair every night, every evening. Like when the beacon comes home from work, let's just say 6 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock, like from that sort of evening time, she's in by herself all night. So the habits, they were 24/7. The only time they didn't see each other, the only night they didn't see each other was Tuesday night when Roadkill would come over for tea. So, somehow St George would like give her privacy, not us, but anyway. So the only night he didn't come was Tuesday. Every other night they'd be together. And why go home when you can just crawl into stepdad's bed? So, majority of times he was just sleeping there. This is obviously what was annoying us. But anyway, the point is, why is she not seeing him? Why is she not at his house? Obviously, if she thinks that he's not allowed to come to our house, why is she not just at his house? What's that all about? Wouldn't you think, like two teenagers in love, wouldn't you think that, I've had this before, I remember this as a teenager, whether it was about your girlfriend or whether it was about one of your mates. Me, Dad, I'm sick of the sight of them. Can you not spend some time at their house? You just get sick of sharing his house with either my girlfriend or my mate. And I've heard that said at my mates' houses about me. Can you not spend some time at his house? It's a total natural thing, in those circumstances. So what would you do? You would spend time at the other person's house. And if you're in love as a teenager and you're a whirlwind, if my parents were sick of my girlfriend being at my house, then obviously I wouldn't not see her. I'd just go to her house. The house was irrelevant. It was being with the other person which was relevant, whether that was your girlfriend or one of your mates. And so why is she not at his house? She's never been at his house through the week. I don't know if she's been out on the weekend. I can't remember what she did on the weekend. Did she come home? I can't remember, but point is, through the week. But I think she used to go to his house on weekends anyway. Not every weekend, but if she ever spent time at his house, it was on weekends. So through the week, why is she not seeing him? So she's martyring herself. What is she doing? Just sitting in that lair. He's not allowed here. Right? I'll show them. I'm just going to sit here and wallow in my own self-pity, like the good little martyr I am. What's he got to say about that? Oh, I'm not allowed over, so I'll sit at my house as well, Husk. And together we'll just, what we'll do, we'll sit and text each other and complain about strict parents. What's going on? If you can't spend time away 1 minute, can't time spend away from each other 1 minute, why is it so easy now? So that's fascinating. Fascinating. What? Sitting in there by herself when all she needs to do. Well, like I say, he's not actually banned from the house, but she must think he is. She's presumed, remember? And now she's living by that fake delusion. She's presumed he's banned. Why should she not just go over there then? Can she not cope with everything revolving around him rather than you? Everything revolving around his house and not your house. Can you not cope with that? Strange. I've never bumped into her in this week and a bit. It's funny. So I normally bump into her on the driveway most days. Did nearly run past her there before. She was walking the dog down the river. But who knows? Have I got anything else to say? No, it's strange. And there's been no contact. And she's not spending any time through the week at his house. She's like a little martyr, little child in a huff. And so be it. So be it, if that's the way you want to play it. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me one little bit. I'm not sharing my house with an unwanted guest, which feels like permanently. If that's the way you want to play it, you've taken them out permanently. I didn't ask you to do that, but you've done that. Fine. I'm happy with that. Remember, it was your choice. She'll not, though. That wasn't her choice. But yeah, I'm happy. If you're going to sit there and be a martyr, fine. Your choice. You could be over at his house, enjoying his company, having fun. Your choice. You make your choices in life. You could be inviting him over just less frequently. But you haven't. Your choice. Your world. Your choices. Consequences belong to you. Own them. But yeah, the sociopath next door is up to something. And there's always something. Now, before I finish, I'm just gonna just remind everybody that if you think calling her a sociopath is harsh, I'm just going to remind everybody to read the description on this channel, not the description on each video. I mean, read them if you want, but the description on the channel, it highlights that contrary to popular belief, most sociopaths do not break laws or physically aggress against others, but they most certainly do break the emotional rules that other people naturally follow and aggress against others emotionally. Back in 2022, a newly published review of the qualities that best describe people with sociopathic personalities identified the common underlying traits of sociopaths as antagonism, callousness, manipulativeness, dishonesty, arrogance, and cruelty. As you consider these terms, as you consider these identifiers, please think of them in emotional terms. The behaviours can happen in subtle, underground ways that may make you feel hurt angry, tricked, insulted or used, while also being confused about what just happened. And I think that accurately and correctly sums up the husk